Are you sick and tired of having low energy? Want to have better energy for 2020? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you guys 3 more tips to answer the question, how can I increase my energy? Also, stay tuned to the end of this video for a power tip on how you can really keep the ball rolling in your life and attract in all the things that are going to make your life great. Hi, my name is Jed, and welcome to my channel, Flavor of Aliveness. How do you savor the flavor of your life? Also, if you do find value in this video and you find value in this content, please smash the like button down below, hit the subscribe button, and tap the bell notification so that you get notified for all the videos that I put out. I'm going to be dropping a lot of knowledge and a lot of great wisdom throughout 2020. Well, I got really excited about this video, and I got a comment from one of my viewers on how to increase energy. And the reason I got really excited because I've been reading a book, and the name of the book is Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. It's by Joe Dispenza. It's a fantastic book, and it really talks about a lot of the things that I'm talking about in all of my other videos. It's how to get the law of attraction going in your life and understanding how it works on a quantum physics level. I know that sounds really deep and kind of intense, and it is really deep and kind of intense, quite honestly, but it's absolutely fascinating. It's really helped me to understand how the law of attraction works, and I'm sure it's going to help you guys. As you know, in all of my other videos, I always recommend great books. I'll put a link down in the description for Joe Dispenza's Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself on Audible. You can get that book now for free and get a free 30-day trial while you're at it. And I'll also link all the other great books, and I'll also link the Gratishift program that I personally have used to create massive change in my own life. Well, tip number 1 for you guys today on how to increase your energy levels is going to start between your ears with your mind. And I'm going to read a quote that I wrote on this topic. And this is how the quote goes. People tend to go through life proclaiming negativity rather than affirming positivity or living with an abundance mentality. Nature is abundant in every way. You rarely see just one ant, just one bird, just one bee, or just one flower. You often see birds in large flocks, bees and ants in swarms, and massive fields of flowers. Nature is also abundant in and with energy, good or bad, negative or positive, low or high. You will always receive an abundance of the energy you seek. Well, what I really want you guys to wrap your head around here is that nature is abundant in both lack and abundance. Really, we're talking about energy and high and low energy levels here. If you're tired all the time and you're worn out, you have an abundance of tiredness. You have an abundance of low energy, or you have an abundance of high energy, an abundance of stamina. You either have one or the other, an abundance of lack or an abundance of stamina and high energy and positivity and all those things. And the important thing to wrap your head around here with this is that nature is abundant in whatever you want. You can choose it. But you have to be careful, because if you choose to have low energy, you certainly will have low energy. And how do you choose it? Well, that brings me to tip number 2, which is the way you're telling your story. The way you're telling your story is extremely important, and this is talked about by a lot of great philosophers. There's a philosopher by the name of Esther Hicks that talks about this quite often. And really, the way you're describing your life is the way it's manifesting. That's a great quote that I saw hanging up on a friend of mine's wall. And I thought, man, that's so incredibly true. And think about that as far as your low energy. If you're going around telling everybody, man, I'm just tired all the time, my energy's always low, I don't understand why I don't, feel better. Why am I not able to wake up and just get going in the mornings? I feel like I've got foggy brain, I've got this, I've got that. If you're going around telling that story, you're not only telling that story to yourself, but you're telling that story to everybody around you. And the universe is going to give you an abundance of that story. What you focus on expands. And really think about that. If you're focused on no energy, that's going to expand and you're going to have less and less energy. When I first started researching this topic, I noticed that everybody starts with food and they go into food first thing. Food's a huge part of it, and I definitely believe that you've got to be eating right and doing the right things. But it starts with what's between your ears. It starts with what you believe, and really that goes along with everything that I've put in all my other videos. It's all about increasing your mind strength to attract what you want in life. And that leads me to tip number 3, which is food, of course. Food is a big part of it. The way you're eating is definitely going to play a role on your energy levels. But what I want you guys to understand, and what I want you to wrap your brain around, wrap your mind around, is that it starts with the mind. It starts with the mentality. It starts with your belief that you feel about yourself. The stronger you believe something about yourself, the more you're going to attract that into your life. Now, concerning food, I'm not going to go into a lot of what foods to eat and what foods not to eat, but I'm going to be pretty basic and simple with it. And that's, and as far as what I'm going to go with that is just eat what nature intended. If you're drinking a ton of soda pop, that's not going to work for you. That's not going to increase your energy levels. If you're eating a bunch of French fries, that's probably not going to increase your energy levels. Start avoiding some of those types of foods and increasing how much water you drink. Increase the amount of greens. Start eating a more alkaline diet. And there's plenty of programs out there, and I'm investigating a program right now that I may do a video on later on that specific topic. But I can tell you right now, I'm coming up on 40 years old, and I've got more energy than a lot of guys that are half my age. I burn the candle at both ends. I work from usually 5 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night, at least when I don't have a broken pelvis and I'm not stuck here, which, by the way, is healing up very nicely, in case any of you were wondering. It's been almost 2 weeks since that happened, and I've got great energy levels. I'm feeling really good. I'm just starting to be able to walk around again, so I'm really excited about that. But focus on those 3 tips. It starts with your mindset. Tip number 2, watch the story you're telling yourself. Tip number 3, pay attention to the foods you're eating. And that leads us to our power tip. And the power tip is going to encompass all 3 of these and everything else in your life. And it's something that Napoleon Hill said. And you guys, I'm sure, have heard me recommend Napoleon Hill before, and his books will always be linked down in my description. But the power tip says, and this is what Napoleon Hill says, is keep your mind so busy and focused on the things you do want that it has no time to be focused on the things you don't want. It's really, really important that you stay focused on what you want and not what you don't want. Most people, 95% of the time, they're focused on what they don't want, and 5% of the time, they're focused on what they do want. If you want to manifest certain things in your life, if you want to get the law of attraction working in your favor, you've got to stay focused on what you want. And how you're going to do that is by reading the books I recommend, watching my videos, and practicing these things. Don't just go through the motions. Practice them, journal, write down, do the things I recommend, and I can promise you're going to have a great 2020. Well, that's it for this video, you guys. Again, like, subscribe, tap the notification. And I'll be dropping another video for you guys here soon. Have a great new year, and thanks for watching.